second try right here. Let's go. All right. Good morning. Yeah, second try real quick. That's why I love, but sometimes lives I don't like because technology can be funky. But I got some morning kava today. I got special guest today. Oh, right here. What's up, Antisa? How you doing? Oh yeah. So when you guys say jumping on, shout out where you guys are tuning in from, and then we are gonna do a Q&A and everything afterwards. So if you guys can't stay for the whole thing, bust out your questions, and then yeah. So we got Braddah Talilo. We got the Fan Fest Stockton coming up in on Saturday. Yeah. So it's gonna start. They have an Emporium. Just basically a cultural display from 8 to 10, and then after that, festival action, dude. We're gonna do calamansi, kava. Gonna do guava kava, mango kava, traditional, all from cold kava. But yeah, today we're talking stories with Braddah Talilo, indigenous wordsmith, just doing the thing. We're gonna talk about his path. We're gonna talk about how he got called to his path, and yeah, just basically just fam, dude. You know, Filipino American History Month. I actually got a big boy, Tum Tum, the foster dog, back today. Oh, there he is, Brad G. Like I said, I love lives, but sometimes lives can be funky. But here we go. Let's bust Brad on real quick. Times. Ooh. Let's go. One more time. Ooh. Let's see. Here you go. Oh, there you go. Hey, what's up, bro?
What's good? What's good? Can y'all
Gee.
hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah. I got you. You hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Nice. No, yeah, I was telling the family on live that I love lives, but sometimes the technology can be funky.
Yes,
But
yes. It can be.
yeah, bro. But yeah, thank you, Mahalo, for jumping on. I'm super stoked for this Saturday, dude. I actually got added on last minute, so I'm really juiced, really stoked. I live over in Sacramento now, so
Okay.
nice short drive for me. But yeah, man, this is just basically stay with Kaba. Stay Ready to Talk Story is my way of connecting circles.
Uh-huh.
This is actually our first time actually having a conversation, so this is gonna be super solid.
Yeah.
I'm from Hawaii, so originally from Maui, but back home in Hawaii we say talk story. So basically it's just vibing and really non-scripted, organic conversation. But we will be talking about Filipino American History Month and the event coming up. But yeah, I just want to get to know you better, bro. You know what I mean?
Word.
And just connect circles. But yeah, I guess jump on real quick. Who you are, where you from, and how you spreading the Aloha vibe and just indigenous knowledge.
Yeah. In our cultura we say talambuhay,
Yeah.
and that means talk story too, you know what I mean? So I put that in some of my songs. I'm from Iloilo. My family lives in Bacolod, but my migration story, I came to the States when I was 2. Grew up in California, mainly the Bay Area for a good 10 years of my life, and then migrated to Oregon, where I placed roots in a little bit in Southern Oregon, and then also mainly in Portland, Oregon. So that's why I got Portland on my back.
Hey.
And I'm called to this music because it's really a form of resistance, honestly. It's a form of, once you understand that we were lied to and we were oppressed and they messed with our books, they messed with our history. There was enslavement. There was ways to, they seen our islands, they seen our people and seen us as resources to take advantage of for a bigger picture, that we didn't, we had our own bubble of problems in the
Yep.
Philippines, you know what I mean? But there are colonial powers at play that are at war with each other, and we got caught up in the mix of it. So I think most people, most of our Gabayan don't understand that,
Mm-hmm.
and we're living in a time where we are starting to understand the connections and how it connects to many other culturas around the world. Do you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
my what I can contribute is music to that cause, so that's why we do this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hell yeah. No, it's crazy, dude. Cause I'm Mexican, Filipino, Chinese, Spanish. Yeah. So my great grandparents migrated from the Philippines to Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like only now recently, like just really starting to get into like where we're from and stuff and everything. But the the shitty part about it, like I just talk to my aunties, my uncles and stuff, but we're like more like local Hawaiians, like locals, you know what I'm saying? So like they don't
Uh,
really know, you know what I'm saying? My grandma passed away a while ago, so like they just know just like it's and bits of, like, oh shoot, like, oh yeah, we know like we're from like the Cebu area and stuff, but like actually diving deeper into like the family indigenous, like no one knows, dude, and like it's kind of sad, you know what I'm saying?
oh
Like
yeah.
as I'm trying to dive deeper, you know what I mean? Like because that's where the knowledge is and wisdom is from our, the elders, kupuna, and like the older folk, you know what I mean? But then now, like most of them already passed, so it's like, oh crap, it's like shit, dude. Like how do I tap in? So like now having conversations with you guys,
Hmm.
my brother Kiko, Tribal Corner, like brother Christian doing traditional ceremony and stuff. So
Hmm.
like just diving in, it's like okay, it's like I can still tap in, but like my own like journey is kind of like I want to say like a difficult path, you know what I'm saying? But I can still tap in, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, but
Beautiful.
yeah, it's crazy like how you say, especially like growing up, as far as like just like Filipinos in Hawaii there's a lot, right? Or even like my dad's from Mexico, and like you we had to like transfer into like being American. You know what I'm saying? Or like kind of just because that's basically like our great grandparents or grandparents or whoever came. It's like, oh, they're just here to make a better life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, I guess for you, like traveling when you were super young, 2 years old, Bay Area and stuff, like was your family always like tapped into your culture and stuff, or like how was that growing up?
Well, when so my nanai, her generation grew up in the place where miseducation was big, and also poverty was big in the Philippines. So um there was a lot of not knowing, about our history. And then my great grandparents, my Lola and my Lolo, they came off they grew up right after the Filipino American War. So in late 1800s, Filipino American War was a huge genocide on our people after
Hmm.
the islands got together, the Katipunan got together, and they were fighting against the Spaniards and they were winning. So once America came in, um, they not only killed our people, they kept the kids above 10 or under. They only kept the 10-year olds,
Dang.
and anyone below 10 they kept, but anybody above 10 they would kill. And then they set up an education system, and mind you, our own people did this to us. Our own people sold us out, but I think it's really important to understand that the Philippines is not just one, like we're just one country. We're many different tribes with a lot of history of bloodshed between each other. Like Basayas, I'm Basayan. Shout out to all my Basayans. We're at war with the Tagalogs and the Moros, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like we had a lot of war going on in the islands alone. So when the Spaniards came in, they kind of used that to play to their advantage.
Mm.
And then also when America came in, just because the Katipunan was together and we were finally uniting under the title of Filipino, we reclaimed it. They used that, and it wasn't necessarily for us, you know what I mean? It was for Spaniards born in the Philippines. It kind of evolved into us reclaiming or claiming that identity and using it to unite the islands. And there was still division though within the Katipunan. So I think, just going back to what you're asking, um, when my mom was growing up, she didn't know about the history, and my grandparents didn't know about the history.
Mm.
So when we came to the States, I didn't have no familia out here. All my family's in Bacolod, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just my mom, and I'm half Filipino. My other side is Irish, and they met in my biological father was in the army, And when she came here, she was abused by him. Her family treated her unfairly, kept her in a room, hid her from family events, didn't feed her. You know what I mean? There's this one time she got pregnant again, and she needed medical care, and he didn't take care of her, take her to the hospital, and she ended up having a miscarriage. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so there's unfair treatment. And then also during this time in America, Filipinos weren't known.
Mm.
Like, we were tossed in like a Mexican box or an Asian box. We didn't have like an identity. So imagine growing up, abusive father, mother can't speak the English that well. She's not tapped into community. When there's a
Yeah.
Filipino community in California, she wasn't tapped in. She was hid. She was, disconnected from that. So eventually, I grew up as like we grew up sleeping in cars and bouncing around from the Bay, from Antioch to Concord to even to San Luis Obispo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the whole first 10 years of my life, it was hard to really place roots in the Bay Area.
Mm.
Um, there's this one time I lived in Antioch, California. I went to Fremont Elementary out there and lived in an apartment next to the mall. Like that was like the only time that I really was like feeling like I was making friends and,
Mm.
getting into trouble and,
Yeah. Yeah.
doing all that dumb shit as a youth. But I never really like felt like I had a strong relationship. Like I envy people in Filipino communities in America that can tap in and they grew up and they've been with people for 30 years. And I know that I didn't have that story. You know what I mean? I was just bouncing all over the place. So the struggles that came with my migration story, um, I feel like relate to some Filipinos in America where they're just lost in the
Mm.
diaspora
Mm.
and not really connected. And I think once I moved to Portland, I really got tapped into the community out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what you see with Big Flip. That's what you see with this cultural revival is that I know what it's like to not feel it, and I know what it's like to feel it and hold on to it and feed and give back to our bayanihan, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
um
No, it's
yeah,
powerful, dude.
that's a long
No, no,
answer.
no, no. That's a solid answer. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, that's even like uh that's why like when I see your stuff online, you have like everybody, in your
Yeah.
videos, you know what I'm saying, community. I got freaking got chicken skin, I got goosebumps, dude. Yeah, like legit, because like you said, you've never, growing up, you never really felt the nourish of the roots, but now it's like the roots was there, it's just kind of just like, kind of not nourished, but now it's
Yeah.
like, oh shit,
I'm
like now
thriving.
you,
I'm
yeah,
thriving now. I'm
yeah,
thriving now because I'm tapped into the familia. But before that, when you don't thrive, what it looks like is prison. What it looks like is drug addiction. What it looks like is um, uh, emotional instability. The way that you process your emotions, the survival mode. You can have all the money, you can have the hustle, you can have all that, but if you're not tapped into your roots and your history and just understanding why you're even here in the first place,
yeah,
it could look like a death sentence for some people. And I'm fortunate to live through it and still be alive today. But I can't say the same for my other Filipino friends, or I can't say the same for some of the natives that I grew up with, because Native Americans have also felt the impacts of genocide
mm-hmm,
and displacement and loss of tradition and languages. So, like, we're Filipinos aren't the only ones that go through
yeah,
this. Islanders, Austronesians, anybody that's impacted by loss of history and growing up in an unstable environment, or growing up in a hood, or uh, lack of resources and knowledge, you're gonna see some warfare. You're gonna see some struggle, and you might not make it. And that's where our resilience is born. Is that we have all the listeners, all the followers that support it, we all come from different backgrounds of life that are trying to reclaim and
yeah,
find purpose in this shit. You know what I mean? And I
yeah.
found mine, and I'm fortunate to find it. So why not go hard?
Yeah, yeah, well, 100%, bro. Hell yeah. No, that's
Why not
powerful,
go
dude. It's
hard, man?
plus it's a ripple effect on like your end as far as like you tapping back in, learning, like because like for me, I always picture things within nature. You know what I'm saying? So now your roots are like getting deep in. So when shit happens, like a storm, like oh no, and like if you look at nature, trees itself, there's an under root. connection. Like there's the trees are connected, so like they stay strong. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's crazy too as far as like going to like my path. I remember growing up. My dad's from Mexico. Like I mentioned, my great grandparents from the Philippines and stuff. But growing up in Hawaii, it's like okay, local like Hawaiian culture. Like oh, we're locals. You know what I'm saying? I am by blood, say Filipino, Mexican, all these stuff. But I remember moving to California, and then just Bay Area, just freaking tons of Mexicans. So like I don't speak Spanish. You know what I mean? So I
Hmm.
know a little bit. I can understand, but I remember this one time working. I don't know why the story came up, but I was working in a hotel, and then this one front desk worker, she's around like early 30s. Someone asked like, "Oh, hey, Serge, like, what are you, by the way? I know you're from Hawaii, but like your ethnicity." I was like, "Oh, I'm mainly Filipino Mexican." And then the one girl goes, "Oh, he's not a real Mexican though, because he doesn't speak Spanish." Then I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "I mean, my dad's from Mexico, bro." You know what I'm saying? But then like I see that kind of heavy because my wife is Filipino, so like me meeting other Filipinos and stuff like, "Oh, do you speak Tagalog?" And then like if you don't speak, then they kind of like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? So like language is powerful, but it's like I think from a non, I guess like say speaker, it's kind of like for me, that's what I realized going into my lights just turned off. Learning more into my like Filipino background, Mexican background is like, oh shit, like I didn't feel like a real Filipino or like a real Mexican, you know what I mean? But now I'm like, you know what? I am, bro. You know what I mean? Like even though my culture growing up was local Hawaiian, but I am I am who I am. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I guess
Hmm.
can you kind of tap into like that thought of someone who wants to learn more about whether it be Mexican, Filipino, whatever it is, but they just feel like oh I'm not I guess that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in terms of like, I think it just comes down to having more empathy with each other.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's the thing is like if you haven't grown up through it, you haven't been through the struggle, it's really hard to have that empathy. While other Filipinos or people that are mixed or people that maybe are disconnected from their language, it's like if you know the language, it's your responsibility to teach him, man, or
yeah,
them or her, whatever, you know what I mean? It's your responsibility because you have more than they have. And in the same way, like I'm a boxer, I do Filipino martial arts. If I see someone coming in the ring and they don't know how to keep their hand up, I'm gonna hit them in their face lightly just to let them know that they need to put their hand up. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Because I'm trying to get you ready for war outside. It's tough out there. Out here you get love. Right here you get empathy, but out there you ain't gonna get it. So I think it comes down to just meeting people that get it. And if they don't get it, it's up to us as a people to not let it affect us as much. Because we don't want it to lead to something where it's an altercation where someone gets hurt.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we got to be very careful of when to use that type of energy.
yeah,
Just because we got prison, we got things that it could just lead to, you know, some some RIPs and shit. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? We don't need all. So I think empathy is really important. And just building it off that and finding our tribe. And for those that aren't empathetic, those that don't have the empathy, I hope that they get impacted by what we doing in terms of coming together, using these platforms to educate each other. So if you're a Filipino hater or any type of hater, get us together, man.
Hell
Come
yeah,
on.
dude. No, yeah, then, yeah, it's crazy because like I would always go like back and forth of like trying to learn Spanish or like just like tapping in, but I don't know, I guess like subconsciously inside. But now it'll always stop me for I don't know why for some reason I got to do
Yeah.
more meditation, diving deeper
Never
into it. You know what I'm saying?
never enough. Never
Yep,
enough, huh?
yep. But
But
yeah,
also
like now tapping in.
on the flip side, it's up to us to continually to practice it too, you know,
Yep, yep.
and
Exactly, dude.
you know, find your tribe to help you relearn the
Yep,
language,
hell
you know, because I'm still
yeah,
learning too. I'm not fluent in Ilongo or Tagalog,
yep,
you know,
yep,
but you know, it's something that I continually learn through the music and I put in my music. And for those that are like, oh, you're not fluent, but you're using it, you're making it seem like you're fluent in your. It's like, nah, man, get on a podcast. I'll tell you straight up,
yeah,
I'm not fluent in those things, but I'm learning.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
you
Yep.
know, I'm connected to our Katatubo, you know, in the island. So it's more than just the Filipino identity, it's the indigenous identity too.
Yep,
So
yep.
salute to all my indigenous people holding it down all over the world.
Hell yeah. Yeah. But hey, let me I'm gonna open up this garage door real quick. There's a couple of freaking little fliesies running around, dude. Freaking attracted to stuff. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, write questions and then we'll answer with the Q and A real quick. But yeah, real quick.
What's up? Got him in the chat. Young got
Yeah.
him.
But yeah, I
Check
also
this
got
chat out.
I'm fostering this freaking this dog real quick. Here, Tum Tum, real quick. Yeah, so there's this 8-year-old dog that we saw at this animal foster, and they do a doggy day outs. So I have my garage door closed, but I got this little beast right here, bro. Yeah, so it's a 8-year-old mix, but like nobody wants to take him home, but we don't we can't take him right now. But we're doing like doggy day foster, so it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So I got he tries to escape sometimes, but yeah, dude. But yeah, it's mahalos, bro. Thank you. Oh, so I guess someone asked Filipinos, Asians, or Pacific Islanders. That's the be- chicken and the egg question, huh? Yeah, you know what I
I
mean?
like I'd like to say that we're Austronesian. That's just like a connection to a certain uh bloodline and ancestry that goes into Asia and also Polynesia, Micronesia. And even Austronesian is like a colonial word, but it title, but I think Austronesian is kind of like a connector for that. And in that regard, I think Filipinos are Asian and Islander. We're Asian
Mhm.
Islander. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So, but it's something to just because the Philippines is in the middle of both worlds, and we have relationship with Vietnam, China, and Malaysia, Indonesia, all that. We're also very, very connected to Polynesian culture
Hmm.
and Guam and Micronesia, from our tattoos to the patterns to the way we eat to our language. It's very, very similar, and also we're related,
Yep. Yep.
but
Yep.
also I wouldn't say that we're like Asian either, because if
Yeah.
you look at some Asian cultures, our languages don't match, our cultures don't match, um but we do have connections specifically to Indonesia and Malaysia, I
Yep.
think strongly.
Hell yeah.
And
Yeah,
And
because
Taiwan too. Taiwan got indigenous people there that got tattoos. I just say follow the tattoos. Follow the tattoos
follow the
and you will
markings, bro.
know. Well, yeah, follow the markings and you'll know our history, our and who our people are and how we're all connected.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, because for me, it's like mahalo, mahalo. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, language is just
Hey man.
freaking just connected and going, dude. But yeah, brother man Blasian was saying something about like, oh yeah, his dad is old school and doesn't let or I guess like frowns upon his family speaking. But no, yeah. And then as far as last last time I went, I've actually never been Philippines. We're planning a trip next year, dude. So my wife's
Nice.
family, the dad grew up in Manila, so
You try
we're gonna go for the first time, dude.
y'all
Yep,
trying to
yep.
y'all trying to see Apuwangod while you up there?
Oh shoot, maybe, dude, but I heard that that's a journey, dude, right?
It's a journey, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
If you want to get tapped in, I can connect you to the family out
Oh
there.
shit, that'd be super dope, dude.
Mhm.
Hell yeah, yeah, that'd be sick. But yeah, it's just going and cruising. But yeah, as far as like traveling, freaking going back, like I just recently just went to Mexico for the first time last year, which was pretty solid because like they also shared some like indigenous stuff. Um, as far as like going, we didn't really we went to mainly tourist stuff, but
Mhm.
just like tapping in. My dad wants to go back to where he grew up, so we're actually planning a trip to where he grew
Oh,
up and everything. So uh, yeah, it just feels good now, just tapping in back. And I noticed there is a big resurgence or surgence of people learning about their indigenous ways, whether it be Filipinos, Mexicans, or
mhm.
Hawaiians, and just indigenous people in general, dude. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's like a conscious awakening. You know what I mean? As far as everybody learning, or even like the Irish. You know what I'm saying? Like I have an Irish friend who's like, oh shoot, I've been learning more about my family in Ireland. You know what I mean? Because yeah, it's like they were also, you know, an indigenous tribe of that
Yeah,
area,
yeah.
but you know,
Mhm.
the British came and freaking just, you know,
Yeah,
there was,
I
you
found
know what
out
I mean?
about my Irish history recently, and because I'm so disconnected from that part of my bloodline, and I found out that my family is from the Munster Kingdom, and the
Hmm,
Munster Kingdom is the side of Ireland that's resistant towards the north, that's part of the UK. So it
yeah.
has its own little kingdom. I was like, oh shit, that's what's up. Anything that had to do with resistance, that sound dope, man.
Yeah, no, and then if you think about it, dude, like that's already in your fucking DNA. So like you doing
Mm.
your music, the type of messaging you're doing, it's like you're tapping into your fucking ancestors from that side. You know what I mean? So it's fucking, it's pretty dope, dude. It's crazy. And like when people think like they say like ancestors and stuff, I always had this thought like how deep or like how far. You know what I'm saying? Because like we can go fucking all the way back. You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
have
Mhm.
you ever like done any meditations where you felt tapped in to certain ancestors, or like have you ever like had any calling, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like in times of hardships or before something big, um, I kind of meditate and imagine certain ancestors around me. Specifically, there's this one that's like heavy Lola energy, just really like
Yeah.
strong woman, just always looking out for me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And yeah, it's really interesting because the more connected you are to personalities and spirits and creator overall, it feels like you're moving and you start paying attention to
Yep.
things, you know, like
Yep.
different things in life, whether it be you have a thought for an affirmation and a thunderstrike happens all of a sudden. You're like, oh shit, yep, I'm going that way. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
times where you feel like you need affirmation on your path,
Yep.
or whether it be like, am I supposed to be fucking with this person right now? You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
am I
Yeah.
supposed to be doing this right now? It's like just the more you're connected, I feel like the more you listen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to nature and creator and how ancestors communicate through that.
Yep.
And that's what worked for me, and I feel more tapped in, especially with the path I'm on with this music.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because the I don't know why. Like, I just kind of just want to go this path, but yeah, there's a couple of times when I've done like a heavy meditation. I remember one time, and it's always when I feel like super stressed. You know what I'm saying? Like I would stop and breathe. I remember this one time I was in our bedroom just breathing, meditating. I was like, oh, I'm stressed, bro. And then I pictured this he was like a Aztec shaman. Like I just saw his face real quick, and then he was just like just staring at me like this, and then I opened my eyes like, oh shoot, what the hell? And then I was all
Oh
like, I was pretty much. And
shit!
then the second time I saw him, I was outside meditating again, and then I was also stressed. And then freaking, I remember I just freaking smoked a bowl, and I was like, let me just chill out and watch Netflix. But something called me outside, and then I was like sitting down. The moon was half moon. I was cross-legged, and then I just started breathing, dude. And then eventually, my forehead like was on the floor,
Oh
and then
shit!
I started breathing. I can't even do it now, dude.
Mhm.
But then his face came back, and then I was at first I was like, oh shit, but after I was like, nah, this is cool. And then I was like, hey, what's your name? And he said like Chalook or something like that, like XLT. And then I was like, oh, cool. Then he like I felt like a hand like this. He's like, it's okay, you're okay.
Mm.
And then like I slowly started to rise up, and it felt like my head was being pulled towards the sky, dude. Like legit, like I was like upright like this,
Oh shit!
and then I had my hands, yeah, I had my hands on my knees like this, and it felt like flames, like fire. And then he was just like just standing there saying, "It's okay, it's okay."
Wow!
Yeah, dude. And like I was transported into like a hut in the jungle, and then I just kept hearing him say, "It's okay, it's okay," and eventually, I just like slowly opened my eyes, and then freaking the moon was gone. I don't know if like
Well,
the
you
clouds
just
came.
hit the weed
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
what's no psychedelic or nothing?
No. Yeah, yeah.
That's
It was just freaking just
dope.
it's just flower, dude. Yeah, and then
Hmm.
the moon was gone, and then it just slowly started to reappear, and then I was all like, "Oh shit, that was intense." Yeah, and then uh Yeah,
Wow.
and the third time I saw him, I did a solo mushroom journey in my garage over here, and then
Mhm.
he appeared again. But like this time, we're like full on, just like we were having conversation, dude. It was crazy. Then
Mhm.
like I called my dad. I was like, "Hey, where was like our like ancestors from? Like, did we come from like the jungle or like mountainside?" And he goes like, "Oh yeah, like on your grandma's side, there were mountain people." Then I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, that was an ancestor, dude." It was pretty fucking nuts.
That's
So
wow. That's
yeah,
true.
dude. But lately, whenever I go outside and feel stressed, or even if I just want to gratitude or just like kind of ground myself, I've been seeing hummingbirds a lot. And like hummingbirds in Aztec culture is like a form of like strength, but also like beauty. You know what I mean? So like whenever I see hummingbirds, it's like, okay, like I'm being visited. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was
Beautiful.
got chicken skin, dude. Just saying that story
Yeah.
again. But
Yeah. That's beautiful. That
yeah,
sounds
man.
powerful.
Yeah. But oh sure, we gotta so Thrive said, in terms of reconnecting, where's the best place to start? My family isn't interested or invested, and I'm also very disconnected from them. And it's been my desire to deeply reconnect. So I guess the question is, how can someone start on the path of reconnecting?
Mm. I think that just like with our connection to the internet and people, there are folks that really focus on reviving our traditions and ceremonies. Um, there's some you can send me a message, and I can connect you with some people that will help you journey either through reviving your tattoos, studying your family history, or some folks like do like um some Filipinos do like they burn bayabas and go through like different traditions that allow us to communicate or heal through a grieving process or something like that, right? So those are ways you can do it in America. I only can speak from being out here in America. Um, Another way is just going back home. I feel like going back home and connecting with the indigenous people is the closest way to get to the essence of everything. Um, so yeah, those are kind of like the two ways that I would suggest going about it.
Nice. No, yeah, it's yeah, even for me it's powerful, dude. Just like once you make that conscious decision and like take that first step, I call it the universe, but also the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Once
Mhm.
you start looking at things indigenous culture with whatever you're trying to tap into your native culture,
Mhm.
the universe algorithm is gonna pop in. Like for example, like me and you, dude, like talking, like I wanted to freaking I've been on this path of trying to tap in even deeper, and then I got into the fan fest last minute. So I was like, oh shoot, I want to hit this guy up, dude. See if he wants to talk story, because I too want to like learn your journey, how you got into it, because you're deep into it. So I was like, okay, let me try sample and see how Braddah got into it. So yeah, like for me, like with that is yeah, like tapping in, and like don't be afraid to ask. You know what I'm saying? Like like don't like shoot a DM or like comment and connect, because for me, especially social media, like for me, that's what social media is made for. You know what I mean? It's to be social, to connect. So that's why I'm using my platform. And going back to my ancestor, who I saw, like for me, he's a healer and a connector, and like that's what I feel I am. You know what I mean? Like I can connect not only with other people but connect communities pretty easily. So yeah, just tap into your intuition, or as the Hawaiians back home would say, your na'au. You know what I mean? So
No.
yep. But oh shit, you said you in Hawaii have you heard of Ancestral Run? Share about your people. Oh shoot. Uh, no, I haven't. Yeah. My friend goes, those were the mushrooms, bro. My my tapping in. No, yeah. Speaking of that, dude, like as far as like cannabis or psilocybin or any plant or fungus, you know what I'm saying? Like I always see that as like now is like I use it like intentionally, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
before
yeah.
or even like kava, I'm about to have some kava real quick. Love you guys.
Nice.
But like before you know roll your joint, or before you consume your psilocybin or kava, even making it, like set your intent, like why are you consuming it? But you can tap into that, I guess, like that plane even without any external help. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So yeah, because Wim Hof, this guy, he works on his breath. He calls get higher off your own supply. Like you can legit with breathing, you can tap into your endocannabinoid system and like tap into and release just like a feeling of being high. So,
I actually follow him too and do breath work in the mornings,
oh hell
and
yeah, dude.
I
Yep.
meditate. And you know what? Just for context, when I was younger, I used to use substances as a way to party or as a way to just get lit. You know what I mean? And then eventually, I started realizing that those substances were actually hiding my true purpose. You know, it was distracting me. It was also bringing about the side of me that was more hurt as a kid. You know what I mean? So once I started placing intention with using those things, it really like weeded out what was good for me and what wasn't.
Yep. Yep.
So this is coming from someone who used to do like a lot of heavy
Shoot.
drugs, from
Yeah.
addiction to Molly to meth to pills to cocaine, like mixing them all up at the same time. Like I didn't care, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
um now I'm more focused on natural ways, and then also even to the point of not using it at all. And the way that I've done it is through breath work. Waking up in the morning and putting my feet on it sound hippie as fuck, but it's
Oh
the
no.
most
Yeah.
G thing you can do is connect with yourself, man. And because the more you connect with yourself, that's when you're living kapwa. Kapwa is the love of self combined with the love of others, and you can't love yourself without loving other people. You can't give back to the people you love without taking care of yourself first. So sometimes I get up in the morning, take my shoes off, connect to Mother Earth, and then do breath work. And when I do that breath work, I really am aware of everything. I'm
Yep.
holding my breath in for a minute and 32 minutes. I can hear everything. I can hear myself. I can hear the little everything, you know what I mean? Like even the
Yep.
little bugs and shit. And then all that disappears, and I start listening to my spirit. I listen to ancestors more. So I think it's really hard to do that, especially with social media, especially with how much is going on in life. And I feel like if you can disconnect from the city, if you live in a city or in a unstable household, if you can just go to nature and just disconnect and then make that a habit, I think you'll start to hear what you're meant to do out here,
Yep.
and you'll start healing too.
100%, dude. Yeah, it's I'm looking at my book, my bookshelf. I'm trying to find. I'm deep into all this like earthing, freaking grounding, all this stuff, and
Yeah, yeah.
like because they call it force bathing, but like really tapping in. But yeah, that's powerful as far as what you said, as far as the meditation part of like hearing the birds or like even just like feeling the wind on your skin. You know what I'm saying? Because like nowadays it's like when we wake up, it's like okay, I gotta fucking go to work. If you have kids, I got to take care of the kids. Boom, boom, boom. You're like always constantly going, but we're never really stopping.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like, and then well, when you say like hippie as fuck, it's crazy. Like it's uh, I always thought about that too. Like when I used to talk about it, as far as I used to, used to climb trees back in the Bay Area. Like I used to just do all that stuff, do Jungle Boy stuff. But yeah, like yeah, they're like oh yeah, you're freaking super hippie and like kind of like I guess not necessarily like talking down to it, but like saying like, oh, that's weird. But it's like, nah, like
Mhm.
it's natural. You know what I mean? Like going outside, going barefoot, you know what I'm saying? Feeling the earth, just freaking talking to trees, just like examining trees. Like it's
Mhm.
uh it's legit healing. You know what I mean? And like I've had so many times, like I said, with the breath work where I tapped into, my ancestor or just tapped into like knowledge. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, freaking breath work, cold showers, freaking is
All
prime.
that,
Yeah,
all
dude.
that, man.
Yep, yep,
It's
yep, yep.
better than
Hell yeah, yeah.
it's
Actually,
better than
try to.
cafe, man. It's better than cafe. It's the cold showers.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. Hell yeah. But yeah, shout out to my friend Maya. She was part of my my beta group for my positive high stay rooted group. But I was telling them about my shower meditations. So basically, what I do is uh, there's tons of questions. We'll answer the questions real quick, but um, I do like a warm shower at first. So that's my more of like gratitude of like okay, I'm grateful that I have this hot water,
Right.
running water.
Most people
Also,
don't got that.
Yep, yep, yep.
Hmm.
Also, like my brain is like always fucking like just 25 tabs going on, so I have time to get my day straight. But then at the end, I do my cold shower. So there, I cold shower, and then I tap into my breath work. So that gets into more of that peace. You know what I'm saying? At first, it's like, oh shit, like you're cold, you well whatever. So your breath is like you're holding your breath, whatever. But that taps into your breath, dude. Cold showers. So if I would tell people if you're feeling stressed, take a cold shower because in there it's gonna really tap in and reset your breath, dude. But yeah, to answer real quick, island. I'm actually the island of Sacramento right now. But yeah, I'm born and raised Maui. Lived in Oahu, then moved to the Bay, and then now I'm in Sac. So, but
Word.
yeah, with the city of Elk Grove. So, but yeah, it was super. Another deep connection. What else? Yeah. So if you guys have questions, oh yeah, and then speaking of like when you said you gotta nourish yourself, like yeah, once you nourish your roots, you can then your tree is yourself is solid, and then you can start nourishing each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, freaking he says Dr. Osario says that in order to aloha anyone, you get aloha aina, and that aina mediates all aloha. Yep. So basically, show love to the land, and then connect, and then there the land will give back to you, and then you can give. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's powerful, dude. Hell yeah. But yeah, dude. Coming into we're coming into the top of the hour, bro. Let's talk about Fan Fest, dude. Coming up this Saturday. I think. Oh, here. Oh, here's the actual question. Oh shit. What time? Yeah. Yeah, we got Fan Fest this Saturday. Um. You're gonna be performing. What's supposed to be happening with Fan Fest, bro, in Stockton?
Yeah, shout out to Jeff Bayani, the whole FanFest crew. They got me headlining this year. I'll be in Stockton this weekend. Come through, get some merch. I'll have headbands on deck. I'll have Arnie sticks, some big flip shirts. And I got a team with me. I would love for y'all to meet the team and meet y'all in person. And also, like any of, I have a lot of families that have kids that are fans of mine too. I love connecting with all my fans and taking pictures and just interacting with the kids and getting them up on stage too. Like I bring them up on stage to hold the Filipino
Hey,
flag during big flips. So if you want any of your Anaks to come through and hold the flag, there's gonna be a point where I ask some of y'all to come up on stage with me. So. Um, yeah, I'll be there a little early, for I'll be there like maybe like 2 hours before I go on. I go on at 4 p.m. 4:30, 4 p.m. around there. I'd be there at like 3:30 p.m. just to make sure you catch my set. And then yeah, let's get it. Taranatayo. I hope to see y'all
let's go.
soon. Come
Yee, hell
on, let's
yeah, dude.
go. I
Sick.
got some new music. I got some new music. There's actually talking about these ancestors. I got a really big project that I'm doing. And once I release it, I believe that this platform and who I'm collaborating with is going to put our pre colonial history on the map because within the music video, there's a scene in there where I represent our ancestors that they pop up all behind me deep. And I don't think hip hop has seen this type of representation for our people. Everyone's all about Filipino culture right now, and it's cool to see that representation. People winning Olympics, people in entertainment. You know what I mean? But I don't think like our pre-colonial history has been represented, and I'm proud and honored to be a part of that representation. So I'm gonna sneak peek the song at this performance, and
Hey,
for for the 28 people in this live feed, y'all are the ones that get to hear
hell
about it.
yeah, dude. No, that's sick, dude. But yeah, we got someone said probably the Filipino neck gate is available.
What's that? Oh, these things right here. Yeah, I'll have them with me on deck.
Hey, let's go.
Um, but if you can't show up to Stockton, I just ordered some more. I'm trying to get my infrastructure down in terms of like drop shipping and all that because I customize these
Oh shit,
myself.
sick, sick.
I can't go through a drop shipping company, so it's not
Yeah.
automated. So I'm waiting for another batch to get sent to me, and then what I'll do, my next goal is to send it to Amazon so that you can just order from Amazon and no matter where you're at, you can get it. So I'm working on that right now. Hopefully that system will be set up by the end of October.
Oh shit! Hell yeah, dude. That's dope.
Mm.
Hell yeah. Nice. Oh yeah. And then Anchor and Pearl said we do an annual Native hip hop event here in the Res in Arizona. Uh,
So I've never
yep.
performed in Arizona. I would love to go out there. If you want to tap in, I can send you my booking manager's email and talk details about something like that.
Hell yeah, sick, dude. But yeah. Oh, real quick, I want to show you something. I actually there was a 2 week span where I started to tap in, but I got
I
my
already know.
kind too. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Yep. So I'll bring this on Saturday, and then
Yeah,
you can show me some things, dude. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I'll have some sticks with me. We can work
Hell
something
yeah.
out.
Yep. Yeah. So I went hard for like 2 weeks, and then my ADHD fucking came in, and I was like, oh, I went this way. I did something else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, for 2 weeks, I know the basics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With that ADHD, you got to make it fun for your brain. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If it's
Exactly, dude.
with some martial arts, you just repeat, repeat,
Yep.
repeat. You gotta repeat differently or figure something out so
Yep.
it keeps you engaged. Cause I'm the same as you. I got like, look at my tabs, bro. You see that?
Yep.
Look, watch. Look how many tabs I got, bro.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Look
Damn,
at
that's like
that.
my computer,
You
dude.
know what I mean? You know what I mean? My head's
Shit.
the same way, man. I get bored really fast.
Yep. But no, yeah. Shoot, yeah. We are at the top of the hour, dude.
Okay.
I know you got some stuff to do. You got to prep for your trip and everything like that. So
Yes, sir.
tap it in. Just so we'll be at Fan Fest, Stockton. I'll be there all day. So I got some calamansi on deck for you, bro. I got it's the organic calamansi lime and
Eh,
kava. So
Let me hit that. Let me hit that after I perform, though. I don't want to come on
Oh yeah,
stage and I lose
guaranteed,
my
dude.
juice.
I got you a freaking fat bottle.
Hey,
But yeah,
hey.
so you'll be coming in around what 3:30? Kind of just get prepped. Show or you're set 4:30. Was it like an hour set or
It's just 30
30?
minutes set.
Nice. That's solid. Hell yeah, that's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
But yeah, so Stockton this Saturday, October 12th. I always like to ask two powerful questions based on our conversation. So I guess one, you kind of already talked about it, but just to tap in, uh, someone wanting to reconnect with their indigenous culture, ancestors. What's one or two things that you can recommend?
Follow your markings. Try to revive your markings. I'm part of the Four Waves tribe up at the Alon. Go to Spiritual Journey. Hit them up. Let them know I sent you, and then they'll help you find your markings and get you tatted in. Even if you want to do the batok style, hand poke, whatever, just let them know, and they'll meet you where you're at. And the second thing is go back home.
Nice.
Go back home and connect with an indigenous community. And I'm always here to I mean, the more the fan base grows, it's going to be hard for me to connect with everyone, but you can reach out to me now before it gets pretty big, and I can connect you in with Apawango, at least right now.
Hey, sick, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. Speaking of, dude, I just met Brother Jordan. He's part of he lives in Elk
Yeah,
Grove.
yeah, four
Uh,
ways.
yeah, freaking. I just met him at the Bayanihan event last weekend.
Dope.
Yeah, and then he started talking about how he's part of the spiritual journey.
Yeah,
I think he used to live
yeah.
there. He lives here now, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's crazy. Like, it's legit. Like the world is it's big, but it's small. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
As far as like everybody getting tapped in,
Most
but
definitely.
oh yeah, and then one last question. You already mentioned it a little bit, but as far as any projects or anything coming up, I know you talked about your new song, but how can people tap in as far as ordering merch or listening or even just learning more about you and your own journey? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can go to TaliloMusic.com and there's a way to buy merch there. You can buy shirts and stuff like that. Or go to my link tree, which is in the bio of my Instagram. In terms of headbands, I'll announce when you can buy those. I got custom zapatos too if you want to order those. And yeah, just continue following the journey. I got some big collabs coming out and more in the works. And I feel like this is only the beginning. And I hope to see you at Stockton this Saturday.
Gee, oh yeah. My bad, bro. I got one more powerful question.
Let's go.
My friend Maya asked, "What kind of ancestor do you hope to be?"
Oh, dang, that's a good
Yep.
one. You know, I have a 2 year old, Anak, and I've been trying to, coming from just a little history of me. I grew up in Portland as a homeless youth, and this is after like being kicked out of my home. I got sent up to live with a elder at one point of a church, and they kicked me out of their home, and I became a homeless youth. And my first relationship, she was pregnant, and we had a sign in downtown Portland asking for funds. And during this time, I was like practicing rapping and, turning poetry into rhythm and just finding ways to express myself. And there's this guy that walked by that had change in his pocket, and it put a fire in me. I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go downtown and rap. So I started rapping, hella nervous, hands shaking. I don't get nervous no more, but hands shaking, and I started rapping downtown, and people started circling around me, and I was able to get some money that way. And rapping for me, that art form, salute to the ones that started hip hop. I was able to um, find my expression in that and find my path of survival in that too. I was able to survive. So I feel like when I think about my son, that time that she was pregnant at that time that I was trying to survive for them and provide for them, I ended up losing that baby, and I ended up losing more babies after that. And I've been wanting to be a father ever since I was 17 years old, and I finally became a father after like a lot of heartache and trying and not making it. And once I became a father, I really started thinking about that ancestor question more.
Yeah.
And the ancestor that I want to be is someone that is kind of, when people see me or think about me or a story gets told about me, that it's really rooted in like resilience and patience, and someone that's added back and thought about you. you know I think some ancestors don't think about us.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I see my ancestors, I don't see them as all good. I see some of them like eh, rooted in hatred and lost, and there's still empathy for them too, but I think some ancestors didn't do good,
Yeah.
and they also played a role in your purpose and your path in life. So for my path, I feel like I think about my son's children and their children, and that's something that I salute to the indigenous communities in America for, the Native American communities that I grew up with. They help remind me of that. And
Hell yeah.
it was even more powerful that I've seen a lot of them struggle through alcohol addiction, gang violence, and many other uh, how some natives be when they be growing up in the hood,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
or on the res, like sometimes it's ignorant, sometimes it gets like that. But I seen through all that, I seen native people hold on to their traditions, and they reminded me to seek out my own and think about my ancestors, or think about being a good ancestor and thinking about the next generation of kids that come from us. So yeah, I guess that's what I would want to be. I would want to be remembered as someone that thought about you.
Hey, let's fucking go, dude. That's fucking deep. Hell yeah. But yeah, hey, bro. Love you, cuz. Yeah, for
Hey,
reals. I'm super
much
stoked to
love.
meet you.
Mahalo.
Yeah, yeah. Real life. I'll see you Saturday.
Let's
Got
go.
some Kavamansi on deck for you, my guy. But yeah, and then I'm gonna pack my stick so that we can, do some things.
Sige na.
Oh yeah,
Tara
all
na
right, guys.
kayo.
Again, mahalo, guys. Everybody jumping on. Love you guys for real. It's all about connection, all about connecting communities, and I'm stoked that I got to meet all you guys, and you guys got to meet Brother Man. You guys got to meet me. But yeah, Saturday, come cruise. Tomorrow, if you guys love basketball, I'm hooking up with Brother Evan. He's over in New York. He runs a basketball league and coaching clinic. So yeah, we'll be talking b-ball tomorrow. So and us Filipinos, we love basketball. So oh yeah, all right, guys, I love you, and then I'll DM you, my brother. Yee.
Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Later, y'all.
Well,
Peace.